Hello everyone, we are going to play Corvus character story Cold Steel. As you guys can see, I already did the survey, that's why there's a red dot on it. So yeah. Cold Steel, amidst the flying sparks, the once fragmented crimson piece by piece stitched back together again. Oh, wow, it's like that. Okay. I really like the way they did everything here, because it's always different for each character. Even Robuska's one is like very different. So yeah, it's very interesting because it's a map like thing. Belief on blood, plain water. Oh yeah, do you guys see this thing? The one that I click on. Yeah, you can get it from Priest Storm Protocol. Okay. Coming back from streaming. Coming back from streaming Zenless. It was so fun. Like playing Reapers. Because when I was doing pre-storm, right, I was doing the ending. I actually got the third ending. Yeah, I got the third ending. Damn it, I have to start simulation. Wait, I got the third ending. And this ending broke me because you could find Hoffman, and you could find Greta, and I'm like, oh brother, I had to stop for a bit because I was like, oh no. And then what she said was like, what's wrong? I'm just a pawn. And I'm like, yes. And then because we are controlling Enigma, right, it's so heartbreaking because it's like, imagine seeing your dead sister inside this simulation, and she just said, yeah, what's wrong? I'm just a pawn, remember? I'm not really here. And I'm like, oh brother. And I think it's really like jarring because when you play as Enigma, right, it's like violence is the answer. He really just went, don't care, battle. Even Ulrich was like, yo, calm down. you're just angry because they're cheating. And then on the last day of going to the third ending, you were like, oh. And then apparently X was the one who broke the box. So yeah, like, huh? Okay, let's continue then. Live on blood, stain water.
How long will I stay this time?
It's voice. It's usually not voice, because Robuska's one was not voice as well. The girl carries a basin of bloody water following behind the woman. Water pushes in from all sides. The leaf wavers on the water, moving with everyone's voices, never knowing which way it should flow. Just like being shoved around by a crowd. It's got nothing to do with me. She's just a stray. Oh, you're not autoing right now? crowd stands as sullen as gravestones, eyes peering out from lowered brows, as if keeping their gaze down might let them slip past disaster. Like lambs casting their eyes away from the butcher, hoping that by looking away they might be spared. At the foot of the execution platform, the man weeps in a mess of snot and tears. Oh. Where is she? Bring her over and let me see. So what we know from the main story is Corvus was supposed to be an editor of Atu, but she got stormed away. That's why she became the conductor. I don't know whether this will be explained on the backstory or it's just like Mr. Duncan, where she doesn't remember everything and it's just like starting from after she was reversed. The man who looks like their leader waves his broad hand from outside the crowd. A massive figure carves a path. Not one figure, but two. Two men stitched together, escorting a girl whose hands are bound behind her back, drifting in and out of consciousness. Her steps are heavy, her cheeks are scraped with dirt, and her brow furrows as if holding back pain. The two men's faces are bruised and swollen, their weighty steps fall uneven, adjusting to their newly mismatched limbs. Bring her over. They stagger toward the platform. Crowd parts, then press in again, like grain parting in a sea. The gathering cannot help but sneak in a few curious glances. Moo. Oh, brother. Stitch Man flings the girl onto the platform. Riding along the ground, she eventually worms herself upright. She props her head up, lifting her dirt-streaked face to meet the eyes of the bandit chief with a glare. Where are her fingers? What do you mean? Here. Here? One of the Stitch bandits hands the chief a dripping red bundle. Oh, brother. He used his two fingers to stitch you together? Oh. He unwraps the cloth and pulls out a finger, grinning at his two men as if watching a comedy. Yes, boss, she crawled out from the paddock behind the tavern. Told you to watch that paddock. Then we got stuck together. The chief squats down facing the girl, while trace of his grin disappears. Separate them. The girl stares coldly at his face, silent.
Huh?
Is she mute? He turns towards the man cowering on the ground. No, she's not. She can talk. But I've got nothing to do with her. I don't know why she was in my tavern. The girl turns her head toward the terrified man. Her icy gaze only makes him more desperate. She's got no parents, no one. Just another orphan straggler. So why did she protect you? The girl's nose twitches. That's because his scrambled thoughts come out through blinking eyes. Uh-oh. Well, how should I know? I didn't ask her to. The gun goes off. Gas rippled through the crowd. The man collapses. His pleas fall silent. Separate them or you're next. Blood spatters into the girl's eyes. She tucks her face into her shoulder, wiping the blood clean as she returns an icy glare at the chief.
All I can do.
I can cut them apart, but it'll be straight down the middle. Oh, you should be careful about that. Don't make jokes with me.
I don't tell jokes.
I never joke. His hand tightens on the grip of the gun. The girl's life hangs on a sliver of metal. Another shot snaps the crowd stiff. It's the chief who falls. Did you pew-pew him? Ambush, ambush. At the word, the crowd scatters. The girl flattens to the ground, forcing herself over to the bundle, where she promptly stuffs her own torn fingers into her mouth. Oh, brother. Bullets whistle overhead. She scrunches into a ball. Usually when they play this type of VFX, it's gonna auto by itself, but no, I guess it's not. The barrage drags on unbearably long. She clings to the ground and pulls tree wood. At last, boots crunch closer through the din. Well, who are you, bruh? And they make such interesting NPC, but she looks like Carla Bona on her gymnastics skin. Well, Pearl lifts her head, and now she sees a long-haired woman dressed in a guerrilla uniform. She gives the bandit chief's Lester's body with a solid smack with her foot, then turns her gaze toward the girl kneeling on the ground.
You still alive?
Still kicking? He crouches down, pulling the fingers from the girl's mouth with a look of concern. Her tone stays flippant.
You can't eat that.
Oh, come on. How did you get this hungry? You can't eat this. She turns toward her allies and shouts. Shepard. Oh, you're so cool. Shepard, get over here. Bring this girl something to eat. At that, another guerrilla rushes over to untie the girl.
Don't be silly.
You know nothing. Huh? They're my fingers. They're my fingers. The guerrilla fighter glances at the fingers, then at the girl. She hesitates, then stuffs the finger back into the girl's mouth. I've been all across Orinosia, and not once have I seen anything like this. The victorious guerrillas take over the bandits' spot. A few of them sit around the execution platform, watching the girl fiddle with her fingers.
Shev.
She brushes over the seam between the severed fingers and her palm, pulling them together with ease. Though it leaves a visible line of stitching, her fingers begin to move freely as though they were never severed. You reattach them just like that? The scrawny youth nicknamed Shepard leans in with wide-eyed shock, staring at her finger as if it were a magic trick. Shepard, go on, fetch your weeds. Let's see which herb can do that. The bearded man kicks Shepard, who clutches his sore side and shuffles to give him space. A small man tags along behind the bearded giant as he makes his way up to his boss. That trick's pretty impressive. Can you heal others too? The girl nods, then grabs a piece of hard bread beside her and wolfs it down. Slow down, slow down. I'm afraid you'll swallow those fingers of yours. Hodor. Here. Go on, Todor. Fetch us a basin of water. The man's skull is barely visible beneath his brown beard as thick as a lion's mane. He lives with his lackey. Where did you come from? She lowers her head, trying to keep her eyes level with the girl's face. But the girl keeps gobbling down food, ignoring her question. Are you all by yourself? Still no answer. Her cheeks bulge like a drum. Watching this, the woman can't help but pat the girl's cheeks a few times. The girl looks confused. It doesn't feel like a strike of anger, more like a friendly greeting. Hey, what's your name? Water's here. The girl takes a basin full of water and plunges her head in for a gulp. No, don't. That's not for drinking. Then what's it for? From a distance, Shepard shouts in panic but shrinks back under Todor's glare. He mumbles an explanation instead. It's not clean. Ah. The girl stops to stare at her reflection in the basin.
I don't.
I have no name and I don't know where I'm from.
Then
You can join us. You seem to be in need of protection and we are certainly in need of someone with your talents. The girl's ears twitch. She glances around the woman, then suddenly bolts. Stop her. Are you gonna be fighting now? But the entire square is filled with ragtag soldiers. She scarcely makes it 2 steps before the hulking Todor seizes her. Careful with her hand. Right. Despite her frantic struggle, she winds up bound and brought back to the guerrilla fighter. You're not... We're not the bad guys. You're no different from those bandits. You use guns to get what you want. That's not true. I heard everything back there. You're a stray, aren't you? Just another victim of this damn war.
we are on the same side.
We're your people. The girl's face shows clear doubt. She can't even begin to understand the... What? You can't even begin to understand the claim. The girl carries a basin. Oh. The girl carries a basin of bloody water in her clean hands, following behind the woman. She lowers her head, watching it ripple with each step she takes. The water stirs up against the basin's edge, splashing briefly, only to rebound and stir it even more. Okay.
I won't.
I won't bleed for them. I protected that tavern keeper, and what did I get? I don't need you to fight for them. I only need you to keep us alive. Why? Just so you can rip this land apart piece by piece.
Could it be?
How are you any different from those bandits or the occupation forces? This is our home. And it can be your home too, Iglica. You don't have to wonder anymore. How do you know my name?
My name is Iglika.
Not rat, not slave, Iglica. That became my name. Wash the blood off your face and hands, then pour out that basin. Fodor will fetch you some fresh water later so you can bathe. Iglica sets the basin down on a crumbling table. Her shelter is an old kid house, damaged in some forgotten battle, but still able to keep out the wind and rain. I won't go to the front. I'll only treat the wounded you bring back. That's our deal. Shepard looks at the distance, both eager and fearful, eyeing the new doctor in their ranks. I never break my word, but since you've joined us, if you'll follow the rules, and you'll address me properly.
Yes.
Captain Nusha. And that's your name, okay? We are going to make a little home of our own here. To the little girl who grew up displaced, who never knew care from anyone else, that promise almost felt real. See what I mean? In less than half an hour, we could already learn so much from this. Compare that to Zenless, the last patch, I'm like so frustrated. Okay, I was trying to watch people play Zenless, right? I could not even get through it. I finished my own, right? But because my brain tuned off because they yapped so much. My brain just immediately turned off, right? So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch other people play because I could not even get through it myself. And then I could not even get through people playing it. So I'm like, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And then because I watched it halfway, they recommended me the 1.0 story. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Then 2.0 onwards. Some of 2.0's one are really nice. But it's like so much misses that I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel like playing. By using her by using her arcane skill, Corvus can reconnect blood vessels and stitch the patient's damaged tissue. Blood must now flow from the starting node. Use blood vessel sections to connect the starting node to the terminal node. These are the available types of blood vessel sections. Drag the section to an empty space to draw blood from the starting node. Necrotic areas cannot have blood vessel sections placed on them. Can I rotate it? I cannot. Uh-oh. Only like one. Okay, there's only one. So I don't need like the two blood vessels on it. Does that make sense? I don't think it makes. Okay, I'm gonna try and explain it. So I thought I should do this, and then never mind. I was going to be careful. But yeah, next patch we're gonna have broken units, which is broom and barrel. I'm gonna roll for both. I'm gonna have enough for barrel, hard pity barrel. But I won't have enough for broom unless I tap into my golden tickets. Yeah. I mean, I can just wait until next month to actually get it from the other tapes. So yeah. The sutures. Man, I love how they did the title screen and all that. I really like reading for rivers, but I ran out of water so much because it's not fully voiced, at least on the character stories and anecdotes. So yeah. And apparently this one is only like 2 hours, so I could actually do it within like maybe 3 hours, hopefully. It's pretty short compared to the main story, which is like gonna be 8 hours long, usually. It is a home, though it's neither warm nor safe. And after a skirmish, Iglika's room would end up looking worse than a battlefield. The whole band squeezes in, soldiers spilling out past the door frame and into the yard. The gatehouse is made for a cramped hospital, if made even worse in moments like this when those who come along can't bring themselves to leave. Maybe it's to witness Iglika's miraculous stitching skills, but more than that, their comrades' screams compel them to stay. Ah.
Shut up.
Oh my god, she looks very different compared to the Corvus that we know. Stop it. Thoros' curly face twists out with each scream. Step by step, he positions himself behind his lackey Kirill, looking everywhere but at the scene. Even your beard's quivering. Shut up. When she fixed herself up, it didn't look like it hurt that much. That's because she is so used to it. Like, she's just like losing her fingers and just stitch it up, like just like that, without even screaming. Shepard, give me something. Like what? Cloth to bite in? Coming. At his captain's call, Shepard fumbles out a vial of powder from his pocket and pours it into her mouth. The pain and powder causes her to pack up violently. Yellow dust filling the room. Okay, if you play the upper arena or just the Semmelweis one, what was it called again? The something dust. There's this artifact with golden dust that's supposedly a medicine, so it's referring to that.
Stop moving or the seam will be crooked.
In the chaos, Iglika alone stays calm, cold even, like an icon carved from stone, untouched by feeling, untouched by the cries around her. She cradles her captain's severed arm and stitches with precision. Spark flashes from Iglika's fingertips, and the arm pulls back into place. A ring of stitch marks remains around the joint.
It's done.
Done. With the treatment finished, She gestures. With the treatment finished, she gestures flatly for the next patient. Nusha staggers to her feet, pain is but not gone, and two fighters rush in with a boy missing a leg. How are you, Captain? Seeing her stumble, Shepard hurries to steady her, only to get kicked away. Oh, pause. Never mind. You're supposed to pour it on the wound. My tongue's numb. The troops clear space as they move Nusha. I thought your name, yeah, I thought your name was Nusha. The troops clear space as they move Nusha off the table, leaving Iglika holding the boy's severed leg, measuring it against the stub.
This leg.
Isn't yours, is it? They're trying. Right, okay. They are trying to stitch other people's legs onto him, and I don't think it will end well. What does it matter? A leg's a leg. Yeah, there's a thing called blood types, and then there's called rejection thingy.
No.
Yeah. But okay, what I find interesting is apparently if you get donation, organ donation, you have to take medicine for it, like for all your life. I don't know whether that's true or not. That's what I've heard.
Hey!
What do you mean no? It's a lake. You're running out of time. No, he'll die. Iglika lands her cold eyes on the two frantic adults beside the boy.
It is not permitted.
You can't just defile someone's body like that. That script will come for him, teasing him with ice and fire until he breathes his last. I find this interesting because it's almost the same as Karen. Two men look ready to argue, words dripping on their tongues, but in the end, they swallow them.
Shoot!
What are you all standing here for? Go find the right leg. The guerrillas rush out, leaving only Iglika with a dead limb in her hands. Yeah, I wonder whose legs it is. This is the last of the wounded. Everyone else has gone out to search for his missing leg. Iglika seems to realize once again why she is always alone. Nusha shoots Iglika a puzzled look, pulling a twig out from her hair and poking her with it. Her thoughts are broken by the childish prank, and she returns Nusha an annoyed glance. So, the little doctor doesn't feel pain. You didn't show a single expression while you were stitching me. I couldn't handle it. She mutters to her men, waving them out of the room. Oh, if there's any news, come back and tell me right away. I think they use the same model as Orphus. Even on calm days, Iglika's gatehouse is never truly quiet. No amount of cold, detached glares seems to stop them from arriving.
Huh?
When I was studying at a military academy, my hometown was raided. They said they'd keep me enrolled. The headmaster is still waiting for me to drive these bandits out so I can return. Do you know what rank I'll get when I finish? Major. Whenever Ivan gets to this point, he gets shifty, and the medals pinned to his chest jingle with the movement. We don't even have artillery here. Someday. His voice drops as he strokes one of his medals with a finger. You know, these medals, only top performers get them. This one's for the best trainee in camp. This one's for class representative. On sunny days, Ivan always drops by to greet her, and the conversation always circles back to that destroyed hometown. Have you ever been up to the northwest? Sometimes the visitors are far noisier. Best place in the camp. Oh, I'm telling you, you've got quite the setup. My boss had his eye on this spot first, you know.
Then,
Shall I give it back to you? She sits at a table near her bed like a sentry waiting to receive every visitor. Keep it. I've already found a better one. He folds his arm, playing at authority, pacing Iglika's room and examining every object in it. Hey Hydra, isn't that mirror you dragged back from the battlefield enough to admire your beard? Hey Hydra, isn't the mirror you dragged back from the battlefield enough to admire your beard? Why are you poking around in Iglika's room too? Gabriella's clear teasing laugh makes Todor's face turn liver red, so Kirill rushes to the doorway. What are you saying? Don't talk nonsense. Go stitch up your uniform. The little firefly, Kirill is always faster to react than his heavy-set boss. Todor's face flushes as he stuffs his big hands back under his arms, pacing circles on the floor. But there isn't even a mirror in my room. Todor pulls a small mirror from his coat and slams it down in front of her. I knew it. My little sister could never be without a mirror, and neither should you. Oh. He stumbles over his words. She's about your age. Just use it. Come on, Kirill. Fine. The two leave just as noisily as they entered. His head looks like it's about to explode. Remembering Todor's flushed face, she thinks he ought to look at it himself. But the little mirror only reflects one of Iglika's eyes, never the whole of Todor's red puffed up face. So it is a small mirror.
if
If it really does explode, don't expect me to stitch it back together. You can stitch up a head. I mean, half of your face are like stitched up. Sometimes visitors come late at night, with Nusha always arriving in the glow of candlelight. No patients tonight? Aren't you bored? He slips inside, one hand clutching a wine bottle, the other carrying a rose lamb blade with a wolfish grin on her lips. I've been busy. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it is the same. Okay. They only changed the head part. But they can't fight without tearing arms off now. I think you guys can see it now. Iglica doesn't answer, only glancing at a pile of things stacked in the corner of the room. If we've got a stash here, why not use some of it? What's the point of letting it pile up? But words are always matched with action. Before the sentence is even finished, he is already hauling the full pile over onto the table.
I don't want to.
I don't want them. You see, I think it's the same. Because I think the first one, let me check again, because I think the first one is like, her jacket is like closed off. I took too many screenshots. Couldn't find it. Never mind. Nusha freezes, lowering her face close to Iglica's, matching her hot stare. She shifts back, keeping distance between them.
Why?
They gave these things to you. Why not use them? Nothing comes free. You call this free? She points at her body. Her palms, arms, and calves are all marked with Iglica's stitching. I don't want to be involved in all of this. Because we fight bandits of the occupiers. I didn't think you'd care much about that. Nusha's teasing expression disappears from her face.
Do you really believe anyone will be grateful?
To throw away your life for people who have nothing to do with you, to trade your own body just so they can live in peace. Do you really think anyone will thank you for that? Iglica isn't avoiding Nusha anymore. Instead, she presses all her pent-up frustration into her words. Nusha sits down, planting both hands on the table between them. For a moment, she takes on something close to the real authority that she claims. What are you so angry about? Caught off guard by the question, Iglica falters. She recalls the eyes of the villagers, their limp bodies, yet the strength and anger they showed when driving off starving refugees. She remembers how they feared the guerrillas just as they feared the bandits. All these memories churn, and a nameless rage surges up in her. We are not doing this for others. No, we're doing it for ourselves. Nusha lets the words sink in. To reclaim what we've lost, even if this war never ends, we still have to fight. Otherwise, we'll just keep losing until there's nothing left.
Among those you've protected, how many will agree with your actions?
And what have you actually gained from all of this struggle? Would the people you've protected agree?
Don't try to recruit me.
Don't try to rope me in with you. I don't believe in this fight, and I don't believe in allies either. Then why are you here? You're just a bunch of violent people thrown together by a temporary interest. Call yourself liberators, conquerors, or murderers. I don't care. The night ends on a bitter note. Let me spell it out for you. Those guerrillas treat you well because, one way or another, this war has taken away their own children. You are a living reminder of why we fight. Okay. And look at these marks. Nusha rolls up her sleeve, revealing the stitches Iglica left behind. These stitches run deep. Whether you like it or not, you've already bound yourself up with us. Iglica stares at the winding scars across her captain's arm, a phantom itch prickling her fingertips. A bond? The only thing holding us together is this room and the meals we share. Nothing more. Not everyone is as naive as you, and I'm long past the age of believing in fairy tales. I only offer my skills because I want to believe. I only offer my skills because I want to be alive at the end of the day.
It was never brotherhood that kept me alive.
Oh. Iglica looks up again, realizing now how close she has gotten to her. She throws back her head in a laugh and carries on. You smell like Gabriella. She was something for you?
What?
What does that have to do with anything? Don't worry, it's hardly the worst smell around here. Iglica half jumps as she sniffs her clothes, but Nusha stops her and soon after takes a leave. Ridiculous. They throw themselves into danger and death chasing after a dream. Foolish excuse to pat themselves on the back. Existing blood vessel sections cannot be moved. Okay. Oh, that's that's it. Okay then. Oh, that's the wrong one. But then, it- please. I need to grab more water because, like I said, this has so many words, and I already ran out. Okay, be right back. Okay, let's continue. Christmas Eve. If you played this game, Corvus actually wishes you a Merry Christmas when you play the story. But I played it like well before Christmas because WoWA updates on that day. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finish everything before I play WoWA. Winter blows cold and quickly, the evening snow binding this poor town to the endless distant east. Something faint and hard to name takes shape. Somehow, this day is special. Nisha sits on a rooftop barking orders while her soldiers bustle in and out of the base. Iglika leans alone against the guardhouse outside, watching them dress up the ruins around them with scraps of holiday cheer. Regardless of the reason, their fight continues on over the next year. And over time their little force gains a new name. What name is it then? The the Tin Soldiers.
Because of me.
Oh. That's why. I thought they were gonna call it Frankenstein or something. They had almost forgotten what death meant. No matter how deep the wound, as long as they were breathing when they reached my table, I could put them back together. My stitches spread over them until they each looked like patch-up tin soldiers. An invincible army, like something out of a myth.
Back then,
I only focused on the torn flesh in front of me. I never gave any thought to what it meant. That word, invincible. Turns out someone took it as a challenge. Try this, Pohas, Iglika. Amidst the stream of people going in and out, a guerrilla steps out holding a red belt. She gently wraps it around Iglika. She gently wraps it around Iglika's waist, studying her carefully. You should wear more red, Iglika. It suits you. A bit of white embroidery would look even better. She unties it with a smile and slips away.
now,
Now they're out here celebrating Christmas Eve like drunken fools. I mean, this side story isn't even released before Christmas Eve. It was after. So noisy. It's quieter here. She brushes snow off a rock outside the courtyard and sits down. After a while, the cold seeps in through her boots and into her flesh. Iglika. The girl turns. Through the mist of her breath, she sees a face, the red belt in her hand, shining bright against the snow. What are you doing sitting out here? Iglika stares out toward the town. The guerrillas can't risk staying in the town itself. There is always a risk that the occupiers might arrive. Instead, they set up camp in an old woodcutter's camp on the side of the barren slope. On the side of a barren slope. So for now, at the foot of the mountain, children walk house to house singing carols. Smoke curls from the chimney. Someone carries a bundle of straw to lay on the floor. Not a fan of the season? She sits beside Iglika, holding the belt against her waist before pulling out a needle and thread.
is it because
Wonder why you're here. Do you really believe in all that stuff about God? Sometimes I struggle too, but I believe even my doubts are part of His will. She folds her hands and bows her head in prayer. Iglika watches the snowflakes settling in Gabriella's messy hair. You there, Todor. Nusha's voice rings from afar, and up the slope trudges Todor, a massive bundle of straw on his back. Boss, hand over some of those. You've carried them all the way up here. You think you can carry it all yourself? Even out of breath, Todor still finds the strength to kick Kira aside. Kira stumbles but follows, the two exchanging a brief greeting before passing by the two girls sitting there. I have to believe the good word could benefit even someone as thick-headed as Hydra. Dust Falls. Yeah, I finally remember what's the name. The series of dust. I'm really bad at names, okay? I'm really bad at it. Dust Falls. At the foot of the mountain, the Carolers have already visited 3 homes, but they'll never climb up here. Why is that then? Because it's too cold? Behind them, Nusha's voice keeps ringing out as she directs the squad. Iglika looks back, catching the scent of bean soup.
What about the captain?
What about the captain then? Why is she so fond of Christmas Eve? Iglika looks back at Gabriella. I don't really take her for a true believer. She just wants to fight the occupiers. She thinks of it as a time to pull us all together. Gabriella presses the needle against her lip in thought. To celebrate our heritage and remind us of where we come from. And to show those trying to carve us apart that even if they tear us away by force, our spirit will always bind us back together. The bros knit, carrying the same expression Nusha wears when barking orders.
Seems that
Sounds like she made quite an impression on you. Gabriella touches her ear, then nods.
we will be bound forever.
Our spirit will always bind us back together. The bean soup smell thickens, and Iglika lets out a sarcastic laugh.
You know
What this reminds me of? There was a year that I wandered through a city. I found myself in a district celebrating Christmas Eve.
that day.
A group of kids led me to a big house where a woman was handing out food. We all waited in line forever, and at the end, each of us was served a thin bowl of bean gruel. The woman who passed out the bowls led us in a prayer for thanks to the Lord for our food. She made sure each of us said it too. Only then we were allowed to eat. I mean, I don't know about you guys, because some of my friends are like Christian, and when I eat at their house, their parents are like, we need to pray, and I will just pray. Because it's their belief. I know it's not mine, right? But I will just pray because they believe in it. So it's just something they believe. I sat there mouthing the words as she went on and on. I can't remember what sins she was talking about or why it should matter, but I remember the smell. A pair of cold, reddened hands pat Iglika's knees. What is it? Iglika's gaze follows the hands up until she meets Gabriella's eyes. That doesn't sound like the best memory, but now you have something new to think about when you smell those beans again. Maybe that's what Nusha was talking about. Huh? My sister. What? Gabriella's face is cold, but Iglica can tell who feels. But Iglica can tell who feels colder. Is Gabriella Nusha's sister? Wait here for me, alright? The belt's almost done. The thread has run out, the needle dangling from the red cloth as her body shifts. I'll be right back. She runs back, leaving Iglica only then, aware of her warmth. It's cold. Night settles, the winter woods feel lonelier than ever. Down, get down. Nusha's warning cuts through the air. Uh-oh. Iglica cannot make sense of any words that are said. The chaos around her comes as muffled noise rising up through silence. Shards of brick smash into her back. She turns to see Nusha waving for Ivan to rush over. Ivan gestures to her, but finding no answer, simply grabs Iglica by the wrist and pulls her into a run. He tries to wriggle out of his grip, but he simply pulls her tighter. Her words make no noise against the ringing in her ears. Still, she refuses to be dragged away, placing a hand on the tree and stitching herself into its trunk. A shard of bark comes with her as she is hanging down behind a deep ridge. The night is silent, but the scene is unholy. The village is lit only by the dying flickers of flame. Iglica arrives to find Nusha atop the ruins, grimly surveying the scene. Others are digging through the rubble, searching for survivors. It seems not a single one escaped uninjured. Shepard hurriedly tends to the wounded, staunching cuts and bullet holes with rags that reek of his herbal medicine.
What happened?
Exactly what happened. Nusha doesn't look up. She yanks a dirty cloth tied around a gash that runs down her arm. The occupiers ambush us. I still don't know how they got through our sentries. Where's Gabriella? There are people that need your help now. A sharp ringing seems to return, rising instead with her frustration. The smell of that damned bean soup is still caught in her nose. She runs toward her old guardhouse, in part out of duty, in part out of hope, trembling with past bodies still half buried under rubble. One, an arm with 2 stitch marks. You meet her. Oh! Who rides faster than me? Oh. Look, she's a beauty. Who rides faster than me? Look, she's a beauty. One, the left thigh shorter than the right. Ileana. Yo, please. This is an important scene and I'm like just reconnecting. Come, wipe your damn face. One. Thin arms, no wounds, but a Thin arms, no wounds, but a tattoo. Kirill. Pouch was pouch. Oh, oh no! One with a thick brown beard. Todor, isn't it? Where's my little sister?
Iglika!
Why do I remember every word they said? Iglika.
This is...
This one's Todor. Nusha rises, strides over, and drags her out of the ruins. And Mihail, where's Gabrielle? She's gone. Nusha offers her a blood-soaked red belt, crusted with sand and stone, the stains gleaming in the firelight. You see what I mean? I will keep comparing it with the Zenless because Reverse has much smaller budget than Zenless. Yes, they are 3D, but that does not excuse them for writing such a bad story. Even the Papago storylines are like more interesting than the, than the storyline, the new one, because they keep repeating it, and I'm not attached to all the characters. But this one, two episodes, you don't even see their faces, right? And I'm attached already. Like, bro. Bro. Shrapnel, it went straight. Oh, bro. Oh my. Shrapnel, it went straight through her skull. Not even you can repair that. Ah. Iglika collapses to her knees. Of all the characters, the name ones are all gone. I want Iglika. I want a gun. Let them taste death too. I'll stitch their faces to their damn boots. See what I mean? Character development. Like, from... She doesn't want to do any... She doesn't want to, like, have a deal with them. And then now she's like, I'm gonna get revenge for them. You compare it to Shun Guang, who's like, yeah, I will eat the osmanthus cake and get stomach ache for that. And then the next scene is like, yeah, I will eat this osmanthus cake and get stomach ache for that. Even though it's been established like years ago, X ago, like freaking 2 hours ago that she will do it, you keep repeating it again. And I'm like, out. Out, bro. Sparks crackle at her fingertips, the air faint with the smell of burning. That wasn't part of our deal. Sting on her cheek, this Iglika days. Now, if you don't want to lose any more comrades, you'd better go help Shepard. Iglika stares blankly toward the firelight. Through a blur of tears, she sees a dark figure rushing about. If you have even a shred of sense left. Nusha brushes her swollen cheek. You know these hands of yours weren't made for killing. I mean, you can just stitch them together. Like that Junji Ito thingy. What was it again? The We Are One or something? It was really creepy. And the culprit was a girl? Holy shit, yo. Okay, square one. Why is everything is like battle? I mean puzzle. Square one. We're back to square one. She was right. By the end of that night, we'd lost over half of our men, and the enemy was clearly people. She was right. By the end of that night, we'd lost over half of. By the end of that night, we'd lost over half our men, and the enemy was clearly prepared to return. We'll fall back to Termaniki. On my knees, in that snow and mud, stained black by fire and red with blood, Nusha spoke. Nusha spoke words that filled me with shame. At that moment, I was sure I wanted vengeance. Termaniki, a rich and beautiful city, at least by the standards of the time. Whenever I think back to it, I can still see the sunlight glinting off the sea.
I think
It must have been at dusk. Now I know it really is dusk. Iglika perches on the roof. Iglika perches on a roof beam, staring out toward the glittering sea. Winter sun leaves the water languid and tranquil, almost like it was made of ice. She pulls the belt from her pocket. It is a travesty of bloodstains and dirt, but she can't force herself to wash it.
Gabriella.
I remember you said you'd like to visit once we won the war, but didn't you win? But you didn't win, did you, Gabriella? It was December 30th by the Julian calendar when Nusha brought what remained of their troops into the city. Nusha disappeared. She said it was to report to headquarters. The notion they had been a part of any formal army confused her. She was left alone in the back streets, watching countless unfamiliar faces pass below her perch. Iglika, Iglika, oh, you're finally back? I thought for a while that she must have run away, but 2 days later I heard her voice again. Nusha looks rougher than she had before, but nonetheless energetic as she rushes toward her. Iglika, Iglika. She was like some wild woman clutching a fat rabbit, only her catch seemed to be a stack of rolled up documents. You're not beaten yet. The words barely leave her lips before she begins to stumble and collapse. While she rested in a hospital, I was tasked to begin recruitment.
Rather than
She directed me to a station, though it soon became clear it was far from anything I expected. I began to understand this organization was more secretive than I knew. Don't tell me it's a freaking menace. It is, isn't it? But they don't have the mask. Were they Arcanists? I don't think so, right? She finds herself in a church, surrounded by young men and women, no older than her. Some are younger, none of them look ready. Solemn oaths are sworn, and the choosing begins. You, and you. The chosen march proudly behind him, mimicking the older soldier's daily and grim expression. He leads them to a corner of the underground chamber, a spot where they can look out over the others, with a strange and dark sense of hostility. Another steps up, a demeanor entirely different, though no less joyless as she begins her selection. Arcanist, step forward. Several of the young recruits obey. She quizzes each one about their arcane skills, then takes her pick from them. Other commanders whisper, and then, one by one, claim more recruits. The numbers dwindle. Those left to be chosen stand awkwardly in the widening space. In the silence, two of the elders presiding over the recruitment trade glances. One walks up to Iglika. Which unit do you represent?
Nusha.
See, these are your recruits then, girl. They'll make fine soldiers, everyone. He beckons the shy youth forward. No. Iglika steps back, refusing to meet their eyes. These weren't soldiers. They were the walking dead. We weren't marching to war or glory, just to our graves. There is also a ladder when you play a long way. So there's this old lady who was like really pissed because her son got sent to war. Because he never came back. And then I forgot what is the exact word, but they were like, oh, the young men that marches forth were like so proud to represent their country, but they were not ready for it. It was really, really good, the writing, but I really cannot for the life of me remember what they said. But yeah. Blood-soaked snow and charred ruins. I'm not Nusha. I couldn't take their lives into my own hands. Couldn't bear their deaths. The elders falter at her rejection. This was just a trick. From the very beginning, she's dragged me deeper into this mire. So I would find myself bound to them, just like I was before, to make me care, so that I might throw my own life away for them.
And she was right.
Fine, I will. The rest of these recruits are mine. He turns to face the doorway, where Nusha stands steadying herself against the frame. For our homeland.
Permission to enter.
Nusha? Come in. These are the files you wanted. Good work. Iglika lays down the thick stack of papers but doesn't leave. What is it? Iglika studies the woman. Calm, steady, too calm. It only fuels her anger.
Why?
Did you send me there? To face the reality. They ran off of all the soldiers, that's why they have to get the younger ones, even though they are not ready. I needed someone I could trust, that's all. That's not it. I'm not going to be like you. What are you talking about? You think I don't see it? You wanted me to get attached, so that I carry their lives with me, just like you do. Because now, yeah, that's also another reason. He sees 1,000 stitches running from body to body, a homunculus of corpses wearing his seams. Here's something, hold on. Their quirks, their rambling words, their dreams, their homes. Are you scared? Scared? Iglika lets out a scornful snort, then frowns at her own anger. What is it you're resisting? I don't know, maybe like not having to deal with that. Because after all, she is like, okay, I've defended that tavern owner and I got nothing out of it. I got sold out. So she's afraid of that. If I took any lesson from her, it was cutting straight to the point. Will I have to stitch myself together before you're satisfied? He takes a step back, avoiding her captain's sharp glare. I'm afraid. Is that enough? I don't want to start over. I don't want to lose everything again. I doubt I'll be able to feel warm on a Christmas morning again. Oh. Each body we found, each one sapped some warmth from me that I think I might never find again. And now, we just do it all again? With kids. Stupid kids that think war is a game. They have no idea what's waiting for them. Iglika draws in a deep breath and looks up at Nusha. Feels as though she's begging for their lives before an angry god. Are you willing to watch them die? For a moment, a flicker of pity passes through Nusha's eyes, but it sinks back into the dark of her brow. They choose to join us, and there's nothing else, and there's no one else willing to fight. I won't watch them die. Iglika rises abruptly. Blame me if you like, but you want this too, Iglika. I do? You told me then that you wanted to do your part. You chose to remember them, to avenge them. But she was talking about getting the gun and pew-pew them, not like this. What? It's not what she wants. Iglika finds herself at loss for words. She slides down against a table leg until she is seated on the floor. Her pocket bulges with that red belt, drooping with her against the ground. You will keep remembering them, and you'll soon remember more. You'll leave your mark on new bodies to keep them fighting. But that's not what I want! Tell me, do you really want to leave, or did you come looking for the excuse you needed to stay? Iglika buries her head in her arms, tears drip into the dust. I'm just afraid, because I want to train with the recruits. I want to. So this is what you want? I won't bleed for them. I protected the tavern keeper, and what did I get? I put others' lives before my own. I want revenge.
I must protect them.
You want to protect them. And you will. Just like Nusha said, I remembered more and more people, but this time I saw their faces first. That made each loss even more vivid. I kept wishing I could mend that red belt. I started wrestling with her old needle and thread. Oh, okay, so that's why you picked up gluing. I guess I ended up with a knack for stitching of more than one kind. Eventually, word got around, until one day a shy recruit asked me to repair a hole in their pants. I unpicked the stitches and patched it up, no different than if it had been an arm or a leg. In that moment, I finally understood Gabriella. From winter to summer, another kind of stitching began to spread across the recruits. Something that brought people together in trust. They left far better scars than the other kind. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. At least you don't have to stitch an arm and leg. You know, you just stitch up patches. Return to the battlefield. Through long days of training and scattered skirmishes, I began to accept what I had lost and what I would lose. In the end, I found my memories were like a hard stone. All I could do was wrap them in flesh and blood, leaving time and pressure to smooth their edges. But no amount of time could quiet the rage I felt at the occupiers who took them from me. This fight was never my cause, not until that cold Christmas morning.
But then,
But soon, Nusha brought us good news. Final assault is set for August. This battle will decide it all. If we take Thresh's Wall, we can build a home of our own. Freedom. Freedom at last. Their young voices rose in unison, as if their cheers alone could rebuild their war-torn nation. We were to be embedded as a part of a larger attack group. The whole unit was preparing, gathering weapons, scouting terrain. From the first gunshot, we all knew something was wrong. We were stopped outside the city, unable to even break the first line. Take cover, I need those trenches reinforced. Where the hell is the third company? No contact. Amid the roaring bombardment, the only way to exchange information is to scream at full volume. And the other companies? Second and fifth are cut off and under fire. Six told us they're too busy to babysit humans. Now of all the goddamn times, they want to bring up the human and Arcanist divide. Iglica stands beside the captain, bewildered and shocked. He has had limited contact with the other commanders. They're coming in heavy from the west, Captain. Machine gunners.
no matter how,
We somehow forgot in all those years of fighting. That's why we had to keep ourselves satisfied with ambushes and minor skirmishes. The occupiers were stretched thin, but they were disciplined and they had heavy weapons.
soon enough,
Our assault was shattered by a sudden counterattack. Ragged guerrillas proved little match for artillery and shock troops. But it somehow got worse. We soon realized we were surrounded. Bullets skimmed just over their heads as Iglica and Nusha crouched in a shallow foxhole. We can't do anything as long as they have that artillery. He can barely hear her own voice at the scream. Find whoever you can and regroup here. What? Humans? Arcanists? Whatever, everyone. The only way we survive it is to end this. You and you. Pick 2 men of your own. You're forming an 8-man assault squad. He puts her head up to call 2 veterans forward, but is forced back immediately by gunfire. What are you doing? I'm taking care of that artillery. As she moves to climb out, Iglika yanks her back.
What are you going to do?
How? In her panic, Iglika's arcane skill sparks, binding Nusha's collar to her hand. Fix my clothes when I get back. She rips free and crawls out of the crater, leaving only her words behind. There's an armory that way. Watch for smoke.
Hey!
Wait. Nusha is already too far away to fall back. What do we do? Another blast rattles the ground as she stares out toward Nusha. A little squad has assembled in the foxhole behind her. She slams the fist into the muddy crater in frustration. Advance, 11 o'clock. They crawl hundreds of meters beneath a storm of bullets, reaching the walls of a derelict slum.
Halt.
She signals a stop. From the second floor of a ruin, a frenzy of shooting erupts. What is it? We need to get up there. Iglika gestures for the few remaining recruits to flank left and right. They nod, moving with silent coordination toward the building. Once in position, they await her signal. Ready? He makes a throwing motion, then hurls his helmet to opposite their approach. Oh. The recruits charge into the ruin. Iglika and Ivan dart forward in the opening. I'll take you all with me. Shepard, you? Because he is missing. On the second floor, the recruits pin down a thin man who refuses to drop his rifle. At Iglika's voice, his strength gives out, and they all collapse in a heap. Iglika. They're dead. Beneath the pile, a muffled sob seeps out. The recruits scramble up, revealing Shepard sprawled on the floor in tears. Around him lie empty rifles scattered across the ground. My herbs, they couldn't stop the bleeding. They're dead. Like you said, it'd be better to feed them to the sheep. What? Where are the others? They went south of the city. Come on, we'll bring them back. Iglika reaches out and pulls Shepard to his feet. Point the way.
Just like that.
So I did all that I could, rounding up our scattered comrades. Not many were crazy enough to join us, but by the time I reached the city limits, we were nearly at full strength.
Shh.
Pointing the searchlights, Iglika finds a blind spot. In the distance, the waning battle groans with a sporadic gunfire and constant shelling. When will the captain signal? Ivan crawls out from the rear, the searchlight sweeping across the brim of his cap. Surely she hasn't... Shut up. Iglika yanks Shepard's head back down. What's next? Iglika glances at Ivan and then over the small band of unfamiliar faces behind him. Their faces blur in the shadows, but Iglika can feel it. They are waiting for her command. She is the one who gathered them here, one by one and once folded into a group. Humans instinctively follow their leader. And now she has already begun mapping out the battlefield in her head. We need a squad to take that gun emplacement. She points to the wall above. Ivan, it's been a while since you handled a cannon, hasn't it? Artilleryman Ivan nods, understanding her plan. Gunfire rattles above them, freezing them in place. Blind fire, that's all. She calms the others and then finishes assigning her assault squad. Igliga slings toward an opening in the fortress and peers in at the defenses inside. You're with me. Once you're in, hold the corridor, the rest follow. No shooting. The others nod. Igliga threads a line from her fingertip through a crack in the window, binding the latch. With a faint sound, the window swings open.
Proceed.
Move. The squad slips inside. They swiftly take down a few careless sentries. But just as they move to seize the infantry gun upstairs, the iron gate creaks open. Officers step through. They meet terrifying strangers, their smiles vanishing. 2 shots spring out at once. The panicked young guerrilla fires and dies to the occupiers' pistols.
Fire!
Go loud. Violence inside had lulled them. They had forgotten the danger they were in. A sudden burst of gunfire jolts Igliga.
Upstairs!
Dodging shots, they cut down the guards and gunners by the artillery, holding off pursuers drawn in by the noise. But on the terrace, Igliga sees it, the barrel of a cannon on a distant tower, turning their way. Oh, okay. Boom. Something explodes in the distance. The explosions come one after another, too large and too frequent for an artillery barrage. It can only mean one thing. Wait, Ivan! Ignoring the quakes and the looming cannon, Ivan lunges for the tower's own artillery. He adjusts the barrel like it rehearsed 1,000 times, seizing the enemy's hesitation and fires first.
Cover him!
He orders a squad to help Ivan take the terrace and lay down suppressing fire, letting him unleash volley after volley. Seeing the enemy's fortifications in flames, the Liberation Front rally and renew their assault. Soon they storm into the city. But Igliga doesn't rush to join them. He turns back toward the blast site.
Comrade,
Have you seen Captain Lucia? He moves against the flow, toward the explosions, shouting to every fighter surging into the city. None stop to answer. Comrades, have you seen Lucia? She should be here. Chaotic footsteps stamp smoldering fires into ashes as streams of victorious rebels leap over rubble to reach the city center. Comrade. She trips. A foul, scorched stench hits her nose. She sees what she fell over and gags. Don't tell me it's Lucia. Charred corpse, no trace of humanity left. She scrambles up, meaning to ask someone else. Comrade? Igliga's voice dies. The fighter she hailed hurries on. Nusha? Trembling, she steps back to the corpse, staring in disbelief at the unrecognizable remains. Oh, brother. Oh my god. Oh no. All blackened, limbs severed. He fights against the thought that it could be her.
What?
How could I even know this body? Is it? She collapses to the ground. The bricks in the body. He knew, oh no. They're all, oh my.
Stop moving or the seam will be crooked. No. No.
That is how you do flashback and repetitive things, not like Zenless where you keep repeating shit. She shuffles backward on the ground, horror on her face. Her palm brushes something familiar. It's Nush. Oh my. It's Nusha's collar still stitched to her hand. Nusha? Nusha. She recoils, resisting. Oh. Nusha. Her shout echoes in the ruins, drawing glances from passing fighters. Oh my god. Nusha. The strength gives out. The name falls to a whisper. He brought them all back, one by one. Everyone. He hopes somehow that she can hear her. Your mission's over. You did it. Mine's done too. Why? Iglica? Ivan follows her into the ruins, stepping carefully over scorched ground. Who is this? His all leader. Voice shakes. He knows Iglica wouldn't kneel just before any corpse. On the ground, she trembles, staring up at him, unable to speak a single word. It will hit the captain. What would she say?
She would.
She is. Oh, come on, how did you get this hungry? You can't eat this. His name, a voice, a smile. Did you ever even picture it would end like this? In her mind, she laughs and grips Iglica's hand, but urges her not to linger, to keep moving. Oh. Iglica bows her head low, covering her mouth. She forces herself to speak words she imagines Nusha would say. This last patch was depression all over, and then you have Sentinels questioning her own faith, because she is a Christian, right? She killed someone, and she was like, oh my god, this. She was struggling because her belief was like, I'm sinless. I can kill people when on war, but I cannot kill a defenseless person, right? So she killed a leader who was in a meeting with the Manus to sell out the country, and then the Karen one was even worse because everyone dies. Everyone dies. The first guy you met, you actually get the boots on the main story because he passed away, and then gave herself to this revolution. Iglica's nails dig hard into her cheek. Let her rest. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. They always have like 6 chapters. I mean, 8 chapters for the character story. So this was pretty standard. Oh my god, remembering Corvus's story still make me sad. Together we stand. For a while after, I still tried to pretend that body couldn't have been hers. It wasn't grief. Not really. It was because without her, it felt like nothing could really change. And in the end, I was right. The flags were swapped for a little while, but it all meant nothing.
We've only...
We held the city for all of 6 days. Counterattack again the next morning. Fierce, unrelenting, the occupiers had pulled up every reserve from across their domain. The so-called provisional government didn't even get to hold the fort. They were too busy fighting for their lives. Captain, the occupiers have broken through on the south side.
Retreat!
There's no sense wasting our lives here. Retreat. The only thing we got out of that city was Ivan's artillery gun. He made good use of it, just like he said he would. Someday, we returned to Termanike in shame. I never expected I would admit defeat. Our cause was already fractured by the time we had settled in, they were turning their guns on their own.
What's going on?
What happened? The dogs. This is scuffle, but it turned ugly. Humans said, oh my. Humans and Arcanists, they had kept an uneasy coalition up until now. After the failure in Civil, their hatred only deepened, each blaming the others for their losses. The Arcanists were blamed for failing to hit orders and making reckless and costly assaults, while the humans were mocked as weak and cowardly. Failures in communication on both sides did little to help. 1 dead, 5 wounded, including civilians. 3 Arcanists have been sentenced to death. Rumor is... Shepard lowers his voice.
Put it simply.
It's simple. They won't accept it. They're rebelling. 3, 2, 1, fire! It's starting. Oh, brother. By the time she reaches the yard, one of the prisoners had already crumbled before the firing squad.
Stop!
People ringing the courtyard walls. At her shout, they turned as one, like starving wolves, fixing her with hungry eyes. If she's the outlet for their rage. This isn't just. This isn't what we're fighting for. The executioner glances at her, then turns back to the soldiers, signaling them to continue. Careful, Iglica. You're an Arcanist too. 3, 2. You're just looking for a scapegoat.
Hold!
Wait! No one knows who fired or who sends the bullet carried. The prisoners on the scaffold are untouched, but blood pours from the executioner. Blood pours from the executioner's forehead. We're under attack. The squad swings their barrels and the yard erupts into chaos. Figures rise from the walls. It wasn't a one-sided revolt. Both sides had prepared. Dodging stray bullets, Liga and Shepard retreat beneath the scaffolding. Those must be Boyans and Vesna's men. They are the top lieutenants of the human and arcanist factions. Iglica hasn't had much time to learn about either of them. Tell our people, grab that one and that one. He points at two who look like leaders. Pick them first. Yes, ma'am. Two bridge points have appeared inside the wound. Inside the wound? When blood enters a bridge point, it exits from the other. Oh shit. Please, not do this. Okay. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay. And I cannot rotate. Oh damn it, I cannot because there's only one. What? No.
Stop!
Ceasefire. Directs the two instigators up to the It directs the two instigators up onto the scaffold, and her troops force the factions apart. Seeing their leaders in her grip, the fighters falter, soon disarmed by Iglica's men. Shepard, find some medics for the wounded. On it. The medics rush in to carry off the injured. Below, the others stare up at Iglica and their captured leaders, uncertain. Infighting? Really? Nusha, what did your life buy us? How many brothers and sisters did we lose at Sarajevo? And now, your unfinished task falls to me. That silence. Do we have any time for this? Iglica's voice rises, ringing out.
Where?
We are the Thracian Liberation Front. We're meant to unite this land, build a home of our own.
We will be bound forever.
Can't let your death mean nothing. I have to unite them, like you did. Are we not all comrades? We eat from the same soil, drink from the same rivers. We live together, share one dream. Pieces of the fallen surface in Iglica's mind, each carrying a piece of home. Nusha had brought them together, filling the map. How could I watch that map fall apart? I don't know. I don't know why they keep doing that. I did not click anything. I'm like, oh. Look around you. Our enemies are not here. They're in Sarah's jail, waiting for us. He steps forward. Fighters glance at each other, not knowing what to do. If this is like anything like Sentinel, right? Okay, so I thought that she would get off scot-free because one of the heroes apparently was like, yeah, I'm gonna get you guys supplies and get you guys home and etc because they were promised to go back home before the next attack or whatever, right? But they did not get it, so they rebel and cause a mutiny. So I thought that she would get off scot-free, but she did not. And I'm like, oh, because the hero was like, oh yeah, we're gonna take care of everything. And then I really thought she was gonna be like, okay, maybe discipline or something, but nope, execution, because you're causing mutiny. And I'm like, what? She steps forward. Fighters glance at each other, not knowing what to do.
We shouldn't!
Do you think we have the bodies to spare? Uh-oh. General. The gunshot draws every soldier's attention. One of them snaps to attention, saluting toward the doorway. Following the sound, several soldiers escort an older man inside. Though his face shows age, he stands tall and straight. Behind him trail a hardened male officer and a languid female soldier. Boyan and Vesna? Oh. Yes, and this got to be General Space. Shepard whispers the name into her ear. They're just pawns. Someone higher up is calling the shot. It faces arrival. Soldiers stiffen, fixing their uniforms. Pick up your guns. Get out, merciless dogs. The human troops fall into line and march out. Then the woman speaks, and Iglika recalls her face, the reckless Arcanist commander she saw at the recruitment ceremony. Let's go. She shrugs, leading her people away. The two minor captains exit with their men as the tall old man approaches.
Guys.
You did well just now. You're the girl Nusha brought in, aren't you? His face is kind, his tone unassuming. Were it not for the way he stands, he'd seem no different from any old man on the street. He fell in Sarah's jail. She lifts the hand still stitched with a scrap of cloth. The grip of her gun has frayed it loose. General Space claps her hand, patting the back gently. He was a good child. Why is he laughing like that? The words strike Iglika as strange. Thank you, child. I do believe that verdict was biased, but I never expected things to spiral like this. Our loss at Cerezo has hit us harder than we knew. He sighs. We might well have lost even more to this madness if it weren't for you. You did well. I doubt I was the first of us to hear about this. The old man studies her with a smile. Careful, that sharp edge of yours will cut deeper than you expect. What about them? She points to the two prisoners cowering by the wall. Don't worry, child. We'll investigate the matter thoroughly. When the time comes, rewards and punishments will be meted out, but not now. Her doubtful gaze meets his, only to be softened by his strange kindness. We've already lost too many, and too much is left undone. Too many want a reason for their comrades' deaths. In their haste, they reach for whatever is near. Our ranks are in shambles. We need someone like you, someone who can unite them again. He smiles with satisfaction. You mean he gave me command of a force 3 times the size of our old unit. Oh, brother. Then just like that, I was off to the Oristonian. I was off to the Orinocean border. I never learned the final verdict. I was already mired in the skirmishes and battle plans. Rumors from the city were few and far between. Yes, the decision is made. I returned to that little border village and I rebuilt that woodcutter's camp. I even lived in that old gatehouse. This time, though, it wouldn't be a makeshift hospital.
Now,
We had new medics far better than me at healing.
and I.
My duty was to hold the border, to keep out the enemy. My heels were caked with soil from east to west. The evening sun slants through the doorway. Iglyga's guard, leaning on the frame, dozes off. Inside, Iglyga is embroidering a cloth already crowded with patterns. Then a noise shatters the quiet.
What now?
The guard jolts awake, straightens his back, and steps aside. Shadows stretch long in the sunset as a group marches up, hauling a bound young man to her door. The little gatehouse can't hold them all. 2 soldiers drag the prisoner inside. The rest crowd the doorway, peering in.
What happened?
What's the issue? Did he stick his thumb in your breakfast? Iglyga sets down her needles, eyeing the prisoner. Are you what I think? Who I think you are? He's caked in mud, blood drips from his brow and lips, already beaten half to death. Her face hardens. You overdid it.
Listen.
Oh my god, he is! He's a vampire. At the word vampire, the crowd presses closer, eyes widening. Is he?
It's dangerous.
We caught him drinking cow's blood in the barn. She shifts her head down to the kneeling youth.
Raise your head.
I am. Oh, you are.
Oh?
The blunt admission leads her to crouch down, trying to meet his eyes. You. The young man hides his face, so Iglyga turns to his uniform, searching for that special embroidered mark. It's the mark Iglyga stitched for every guerrilla, a symbol of their home and their purpose. A grassland up north. He racks a memory. There. She flips through the campaign log, page after page, until she finds a note of their brief encounter. You're the one we found. Join us as soon as you woke up, right? Yes, ma'am. Iglyga sets the log back on the table.
What is your name?
What's your name? Heroes.
You know,
Do you know what we do with vampires? He nods. Yet you confess. The man says nothing more. The doorway is jammed with gawkers. The story twists as it spreads, drawing more onlookers.
Hey!
Back to your duties. I'll handle this. He rises, scolding the fighters, pressing their heads inside. Up, go, or I'll stitch you all together. Captain, he... Whether out of concern or hunger to see the vampires end, the soldier lingers. After a pause, he too is driven off. Alone at last, Gligon ties the ropes. Let's talk. He lifts his head, dried coarse blood still staining his teeth. Sit. He eyes the stool she points to, but though he rises to his feet, he doesn't move.
Why?
Why bother joining us? I didn't have any special reason. Even without a war, I don't have any home to return to. None that would take me. Moving with the guerrillas, hiding a while longer is the best I can do. He rubs the scab at his lip, fingers reeking of dirt and straw. Okay, so when you join, what about? Sorry, I have to sneeze. Okay. Okay, what about Aima then? Is she with him before or after he's joining the guerrilla? He rubs the scab at his lip, fingers raking of dirt and straw. Have you killed anyone? Heroes shakes his head.
Oh?
How do you handle your need for blood? How's she is enough to get by? Sometimes I'll drink from dying enemies, mine beyond saving, with or without blood. The dying have a rotten taste, hardly better than cattle. Then what do you plan to do now? At the question, Heroes freezes. Me? Do I have a choice?
If...
I don't kill you, what will you do? Run. I would keep running until I find some new hole to hide in. No thought of living peacefully alongside us? He can't help but laugh. Just because I follow solo, don't think that my kind are soft. We are predators and you are our prey. How could there ever be peace between us?
Is it truly not possible?
So you're saying it's impossible? Okay, knowing what happened when we decided to trust him in the Danube Dawn, I don't know if I don't know, it's that thing where you save a murderer in the past, but you did not know he will be a murderer in the future. You know, it's that thing. He holds an expression at once firm and sincere. Heroes looks at her and remembers the sting of the sun that day. If I said I had killed people, would you still think this way? Iglika frowns.
If...
If you've broken the law, then the law should judge you. But I won't condemn you just for what you are. There are many that think like you. He folds one arm over the other as if the ropes were still there. The vampire's body bears no marks from the ropes, nor even the wounds he bore when he first entered. You're naive. Would you expect your people to sleep soundly next to a live bomb?
Oh?
Are you a bomb? Hero steps back. I am not. But what? You joined us, didn't you? I don't abandon my people. Hero hangs his head. Do you enjoy playing the Saint? Or do you fancy having a vampire for a pet? Igliga rubs circles in her palm with her fingertip. There's no trace of fabric there now, but she still remembers it.
I simply hate seeing people throw their lives away. It's asinine.
I don't like to see soldiers turn on each other. She remembers the execution yard and digs her nails into her palm, pointing their guns at those who bled alongside them. It's stupid, wasteful. What's the difference here? Against his own judgment, Pyrrhus can't help but drop his sneer. So you don't intend to kill me? Human, Arcanist, awakened, vampire. Why can't we all stand together? You're living in a cuckoo land. Maybe, but if I don't believe in it, what right do I have to lead you? Hero studies the girl, 3 decades younger than him. He sees childishness, but a beautiful kind of childishness. So, how do you intend to solve our problem here? Until you commit an actual crime, I won't punish you. You'll be reassigned as my aide. Call it trust or call it surveillance. But don't mistake it for privilege. Your life will be harsher than before. I'll give you a fair chance, but you must convince the others. That won't be easy.
Will you?
Are you willing? With a shrug, Hero slips his fingers into his mouth. Blood trickles from his lips. He yanks out his fangs and hands them to her. This whole event seems too strange not to give it a try. They'll grow back soon enough. Consider this a symbol. He takes the blooded fangs and holds them up. See, we bleed the same color. One day we'll stand together. Oh no. Because if you finish Danube down before this, it's like, no. This reminds Pyrrhus of a distant song, though its meaning couldn't be more different. He stares at the stained fangs in her hands, feeling now like they have become a mark of shame rather than innocence. He nods, unsure whether in hearing or in agreement. There were some disagreements in the company about my handling of Pyrrhus, but I had earned their trust, and in time, so did he. Over the years, their suspicion turned deep and lasting friendship. Even when he was reassigned, no one revealed his secret. It seemed I was only one step from our dream. At least, that's what I believe. Oh, it's been 2 hours and I'm still going strong, man, because this is so interesting. New Dawn. It was still just a dream.
What?
Peace talks? So we're just giving up? No, 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 no. You really want that? It grown to despise the general's ever kindly smile. Iglica, if this is the best outcome, we need to look towards an acceptable compromise.
Could it be?
Compromise? Freedom for our homeland? Wasn't that the entire point of this damn war? We haven't abandoned our goals. We have been promised greater autonomy. In word only. I mean, they will sign agreements. I don't know. This has always been the work of generations. If we let long enough, we'll sign the treaty. Our fight will go on.
But
In the empty promises of old men, what became of those condemned Arcanist general? Mind your words, their files are in the archives. If you cared, you could have checked. The general's sharp reply chokes her, spiteful words hang on her tongue.
I won't.
Won't agree, and neither will my troops. The folly of youth. I had hoped giving you that command will teach you responsibility. His accurate words form a crack in his facade of kindness, but Iglica doesn't flinch. She leans in close. We are ready, rebels, General. With that, she turns, offering no salute, leaving the loathsome place behind her. Captain? Shepard burst into Iglica's office, clutching a stack of letters. Any replies? She snatches the bundle, tearing them open one by one. With each, her face darkens further. In the end, only a few remain on the desk. The rest she burns to ash at her fingertips. We've lingered on this border too long.
Turns out.
I'm not one for bargaining or kissing rings. I thought we were better than this. Iglica slumps back, rubbing her forehead. They've already divided Orinosia among themselves. So now what do we do? She leans back, the front legs of her chair tipping up. In the cracking sway, she feels as if she is walking a tightrope. There's still a few we can trust. Get these letters out. She points to the last few letters she has to send. Then I'll call a rally. Go. Yes, Captain. As she turns to leave, a soldier delivers another envelope. Looks like there's one more. Leave it there. He sets it on Iglica's desk and leaves. She eyes the letter with suspicion. She thought she'd already received them all. Who could this one be from? Staring is useless. Iglica lifts the envelope from the desk and slices it open. Run. What? Oh my. Huh. Flames roar in her ears. Her body feels nothing but numbness.
No.
No. She tries to lift herself up, only to realize one of her arms is not there. Oh, who is it though? Who is it?
Smoltenyak!
Through steering pain, she crawls through the fire, finds a severed limb, and stitches it back on. Naive. In methods and in ideals, they're far too naive. I don't think it's wrong to think that way, to want to trust people, you know. Because at the start of the chapter, she does trust people. Can I just say, I thought she was Joe. Like this, I thought she was Joe, you know. Because they almost wear the same thing. Nah, it's fine. You guys can search it for yourself if you're interested. I'm not gonna show the unit. She wipes blood from her face, feeling torn flesh under her fingers. Stitch by stitch, she repairs her body. Just as she wants to gather back her scattered comrades, one by one.
You think?
You think killing me will stop someone from rising to rip off that mess? You think killing one will silence the rest? You choose wrong, Fire.
Fire can't kill
Fire
me.
can't kill me. Three years later. A train cuts through rolling fields of white snow. Inside it is warm and bright. Corvus presses her hand to the window pane, feeling the cold beyond. Across from her sits the train's conductor, his chest festooned with medals. Madam, I do believe I know the truth. You survived that blast, living in hiding under pseudonym. You survived that blast, living in hiding under a pseudonym, Corvus. He closes a thick dossier, letting it fall with weight onto the table. The dossier lands with a heavy thud.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, you're right. See the red belt? Yeah. It's what Gabriella gave her. Corvus glances at him, then resumes his stitching. I must inform you then, in light of this revelation, I will have no choice but to turn you and those refugees over to the authorities. And naturally, the one who sponsored your employment at Vienna Pannonian Railways in the first place. What? Is that the company's position? Company? They don't know yet. He rises, silver medals gleaming in the candlelight. Did you earn those, or is that the going rate for betraying defenseless people? I couldn't care less about them. You're the main prize. He orders the guards while heading for the door. Corvus's voice halts him.
Hey!
Conductor, do you know where this train is headed? Corvus bites off the final track, her embroidery complete. Conductor looks at her, puzzled. The red symbol on her cloth strikes him with dread.
Me and my people will not be handed over.
The guards at the door turn. He sees the same symbol stitched inside their collars. Oh, you're fucked, man. Before he can act, he catches a glimpse through the doorway. A row of attendants, all bearing the same mark, standing ready. Corvus steps to the rear window. The horizon grows pale with a new dawn.
Dawn.
No matter how many times it falls, the sun will rise again. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, what? Never mind. 2 terminal nodes have appeared inside the wound. Blood must be delivered to both terminal nodes to complete the stitching. No, I cannot do that. Please, please, I'm dragging. I'm dragging it. Hang on, because there's only like one. Not really. Let's see. I really don't know what is this. Oh no. Yeah, let's just work backwards then. Reset. Hmm. It's not. Huh? Because the only way they do it is like this part. And I already fixed this. Am I not supposed to? Hmm. I see. I'm dumb. Wait, what? Oh my god, what's the hell is that? Okay, so assuming that this one is right, right? Need it to. Ah. No, it still doesn't. Hmm. Wait, no, actually can, right? Hmm. Nah. I'm like getting worse and worse at this. Oh, brother. I don't have enough for that. I can't drag it. No more reset. I said this is like either this. I cannot move it. Why? I cannot move. Why? Holy shit, man. Oh my god. I said, I think this one is correct, right? I don't I don't know. I don't know. I cannot move. Why? Oh my god. Oh my bro, my brain is not braining. I think people will be like, oh my god, you got it, but you're so dumb. But yeah. Okay. Ultimate Stitch. Oh no. 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 Okay, let's work backward. Yeah. Work backward. Uh I'm so bad at this. Because there's no... You can immediately, but then it won't connect to anything, you know. Let's just not connect it to anything. Okay, so there's 2 points here, right? But the only way I can connect this one is because I have to go like this. Right. It's the crab. But then I'm only left with this. So, but it's not working. Yeah. Okay, I'm not as dumb as I thought. I'm not as dumb as I thought. Okay. Okay, we finished everything. Everything. Cold Steel from what Corvus's story. Well, it's pretty interesting, right? From how she joined the guerrilla, how she got attached to the comrades that she thought she knew. But yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting. I thought they were gonna shed more light on how Pyros became a vampire, but in the end, it's about Corvus, not about Pyros. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's also interesting that we actually know how she got the red belt. It's from Gabriella. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you on the next stream. Bye.